Whoa! Hey, buddy. You don't seem too happy to be here. So, I have discovered the source of all the strange things that have been happening out here at the Mud Kingdom. And you are going to be surprised. It is not what I expected. And I'm about to show you all that, but before I did, I thought I would start off here in the old pumpkin patch and show you guys just a couple of the little changes I made. So when I was younger, between 7 and 12, I actually worked at a pumpkin and a Christmas tree lot. It was actually a ton of fun. I'm so happy I got to do it, and it's probably part of the reason I love October so much. One thing we always had at every pumpkin patch were goats. And so I thought I would toss a couple in here, and it seems very fitting, although one of them seems a little upset. He's screaming a lot, but I guess that's kind of fitting for the whole Halloween theme. Now, we also did have bunnies at all the pumpkin patches, which was also super cool, but I didn't think that was really fitting. A little too cute for this haunted, scary vibe we got going on here. Something else we always had was hay covering the entire grounds. And so I've only done pathing in here as opposed to putting mud and all that other stuff with it. And the paths, you can see they kind of look like it's hay, straw thrown about. Better than this if you ask me. The duller tones, darker tones look better. But that's a little detail I threw in. I would have covered a lot more of the ground in path block, but I wanted to keep it muddy out here, you know? Maybe next year. But if we go out here towards the front of the pumpkin monster, which is, obviously part of the strange things happening out here, we are going to go up here, over here, and the path right here enters the old graveyard. Yep, this is where the problem lies, it turns out. And I believe has something to do with this zombie skin of mine as well. So let's travel on down in. Here we start to see signs of the spookiness already starting. And a stray. It looks like the dead are coming up out of their graves. Oh no. Another one, a skeleton. Oh no. And yep, we got some cool little different graves here, different styles. I tried to put a lot of the standard kind of grave in, but mix them up as much as I could, and then add more grander, unique ones throughout, like that one. And this one. Yep. Here's another unique one. That is a statue on top, if you didn't know. But over here, this is where the problem lies. You see, that's a witch. This witch has been casting magic throughout the area, and it's caused this giant pumpkin to spring up. It's causing the dead to come out of their graves, and it's becoming a problem. And look, she's even got Megateca now. I think she's trying to eat him. That's not good. She's got some frogs hanging out in the area. She's got a pet duck for some reason. And here you can see a couple of the trees that are in the area. These trees are not doing well. They've got some weird growth around the bottoms of them, and their leaves are barely hanging on. Their bark's falling off. Probably her fault. But let's continue on. So as we go through the cemetery, you'll see here's another guy digging out of his grave. This is not good. Here's someone else that might get out. There's another one. He looks pretty happy, actually. I'd hang with this dude. If we go over here, this is kind of like the older portion of the graveyard, and we even have the dead coming out over here. Here's a busted up tombstone. There's another obelisk type tombstone over there. Down here we have a skeleton that is crawling up out, and it looks like it's lost some bones along the way. Gotta love a crawler skeleton, right? Down here, this is kind of the forgotten end of the graveyard, and here's another cool little grave, but of course, stuff's coming out of it. This is very concerning, and here is a weird one. This is like a dark little grave site where something else has occurred, and yeah, there's weird changes going on here. Not sure what this is about, but seems dark. Here's a little like smaller crypt type thing. Obviously these are all buried in mud. And here, let's just walk around. Don't want to step on that guy. We come up here. This looks like a coffin that's partially come up out of the mud and has been opened. We have a bit of a bigger crypt and the main large crypt right there. But first, let's go over here. If we come back up the main path, you'll see we've also got the Grim Reaper Bleaker himself out here hanging out, being more magical than he usually is, and I blame the witch for that one. But this here is the main crypt. You can see up there it had some kind of probably religious symbol, but the pumpkin monster probably busted it off. Oh, here we go. I bet that's the missing pieces. But if we look here, the glass has been broken and someone has broken in to the main royal crypt here. That's not good. And they've dug down into the main crypts. What have they found? Me. Yep, this was the royal grave of me and where I came from. But that doesn't make sense, because I've been fine. So maybe this is actually one of my royal mud ancestors, and they have broken out and possessed me, and that's why I'm this way. Okay, so I'm not even me. That makes much more sense. I'm gonna have to fix this, guys. After we're out of the spooky season, I'm gonna have to do something to get the real Maya back. So there we are, the old graveyard is coming back to life through the witch's magic, and that explains my zombie skin. Yep, and the crazy giant pumpkin monster and magic bleaker and all that. And this is my entry to the Halloween build contest on the ZetaCraft server. Yep, and yeah, I hope I win. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm just excited to build some cool stuff in a Halloween theme because I love it. Speaking of sort of Halloween themed stuff, I recently did a bit of an armor stand scene for boss builds, and I think it's come out pretty well. It's taken a little bit of work and it's probably not done just yet, but I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what we've done over there. So here we are out at Boss's incredible build that was inspired from the movie Spirited Away, which I hadn't seen, but I have since learned a lot about, especially since he asked me to do this cool little armor stand for him. This is No Face from the movie Spirited Away, and I think I'll pop a little picture up on the screen really quick of what this was inspired from. So I created this head to make the statue, and that was the start of the build. And then I put some black concrete on the inside to kind of darken up the middle portion. And then I tried layering a bunch of glass around to make that transparent look, and it kind of works. It's probably as good as it can get under armor stand limitations, but I think overall it's come out pretty well. At first, you can see in the time lapse, it was a little bit shorter than this, and No Face is a lot taller than that. So I've since raised it up some more, and waiting on Boss's approval or not. And if it's not tall enough yet, we will keep working on this thing till it's right, because I want No Face and Boss builds to be super happy with what I've done here. Now, I would have loved to make his face more closer to the originals, but there's a big limitation on the pixel count, and you can only do so much with that. So I did what I could. That's what I came up with, and I hope everybody likes it.